This is where it all began. My first memory was walking down this hill with my grandfather. The river at the bottom was our life. In icy cold Canadian winters, we would take the long route here. We would find a way to get here no matter what. Us going there together, regardless of the weather conditions, taught me about perseverance. This lesson I carried with me to achieve my goals. The longer path is often the hardest, but it also makes you the strongest. Up the hill used to be my house. My parents and I lived in an attic apartment with my grandparents. Across the street from the house, there was a park that I used to go to with my grandfather. That was my last memory of him, because after that, he went back to India and he passed away. There used to be a gas station here. It was home to Penny Gas Bar. My mom and I would sleep in the back office while my dad ran the 24-hour gas station up front. This was my first memory of business. As I grew older, I began to observe my dad and the business more. He was so kind to people. He really taught me a lot about customer service. My dad would talk to customers all day long. One day in the summer when I was there, I heard him talking to a customer who just didn't seem interested in talking. So after he left, I just straight up asked him, I'm like, Dad, why are you trying to talk to everybody? Some of these people aren't even interested in talking to you. I still remember the answer that my dad gave me. He said, there's 4 gas stations in Georgetown. Customers can go anywhere they want. If I talk to them, maybe they come back. Maybe they become regular customers. And that's why he was kind to everybody. This is my dad. He taught me a lot about business and he taught me a lot about customer service. So I owe a lot to him. Thanks, Dad. My dad was very well known in our town. I can go to any one of these businesses and I could put it on my dad's tab. My dad knew a lot of people. He had connections before LinkedIn. Nothing beats in-person camaraderie. My dad also taught me how to take care of a business. When I was 16, he went to India for a month and he left me in charge. I loved running it. I got to talk to customers, my employees were nice, and I got to make connections. I loved that gas station, but unfortunately we lost it. There was a leak in the gas tank, and the area manager thought that my dad was either stealing money or stealing gas, so they terminated the contract. After the gas station, my dad bought a car wash. It was perfect because I loved cars and I loved keeping mine clean. I'd spent so much time here washing and cleaning my car. That was fun, but working here was a different story. I'd done hard factory work before, but working here was another level. I'd cleaned the bay gutters that collected gunk and dirt. That stuff was heavy. I remember dumping the dirt into the dumpsters, and after almost breaking my back, I got cussed out by the landlord. One February, my dad decided to take his usual month-long vacation and he left me in charge. February is one of the busiest months at a car wash. One day when I pulled up to the car wash, I see the hydro guy waiting for somebody there. So I went up and asked him, what are you waiting for? He said, I'm waiting for the owner because the owner was supposed to get a water valve changed. And I said, I don't know anything about this. Let me call the repair guy. So then I called the repair guy and he's like, yeah, I know about it. I'm coming on Monday to fix it. So I tell the hydro guy this, and the hydro guy's like, sorry, man, I have to shut it down. I don't have a choice. So I knew that I couldn't let him shut down the business. It was Friday, so he wanted to shut it down for the entire weekend. So I told him, please don't shut it down. If you shut it down, I'm gonna lose so much money. The guy will be here on Monday, I promise. He decided not to shut it down, and we got free water that weekend. We ended up making $40,000 that month. My dad decided to sell this business because it was getting to be too much for him and I to handle. Plus, I was still going to school. The last business that my dad did was a dry cleaning business. It was 2009. It was around recession time. Businesses were shutting down. I still remember the day that he decided to shut it down. I pulled up to the parking lot in my Honda Prelude, and just as I parked and I was getting out, I remember him walking towards me. He was looking all distraught. He said, we have to shut the business down. The guys who sold us the business lied about the numbers. He had lost too many clients. And my dad thought that we couldn't keep the business going. I said, it's okay, Dad. We can make it through this. We can take loans. We can ask the staff to take temporary pay cuts. But I think he had already made up his mind before he walked out the door. He was just coming out to tell me so that way nobody would overhear us. I wish that he had trusted me to keep the business going. But because I didn't have the knowledge yet or the experience, he just wasn't able to do it. When my dad lost his business, I was still in school. And when I finished school, my mom told me that I shouldn't go into business. She wanted me to get a job and get a paycheck. So from 2012 to 2022, I worked in corporate. When my son was born, I realized that he wasn't going to see me happy working a 9-to-5 job. I knew that I had to do something. All my past side hustles had failed up to that point. In my heart, I still wish I could have saved my dad's business. So I became the person that we needed back in the day, a consultant, somebody who could have just walked into the business and fixed it. I know that it's too late to save his business now, but maybe I can help save somebody else's business or make it better. And now I carry that mindset with me everywhere I go. And for that reason, I am a consultant.